I used to think that luxury purchases were egregiously expensive, that I could get the same product for less money and that overall luxury items were a waste of money. Now, some of that may be true for certain brands, but as I've done research into the different luxury brands out there, I realized that some of these luxury purchases may very well be worth the investment. So today I'll be sharing a few of the luxury purchases I've made over the years, why I think they're worth the money, and what I think about before I make a luxury purchase for myself. My first item are these boots from Brunello Cucinelli. These are quite expensive boots. I got them off of The RealReal, which is a luxury consignment site. It's a site on which you can find a lot of luxury designer items. And I think the person who got these before me paid on sale around $1,000. I saw on the box when I got them. I bought them on The RealReal for $290. When I was thinking about adding an ankle boot to my wardrobe, I was specifically looking for a stiletto boot, so like the thin heel with a more pointed toe. I think that's a very classic look where variations around that style have stayed in style for decades. I was looking for something that I knew would be well made, that I could get resold over and over. And all of the options I saw that I liked, which there weren't many to begin with, but all of the options I saw with the stiletto heel and the pointed toe were all around $220 to $300. And those were mostly from fast fashion brands. I was ultimately deciding between these and a pair of J. Crew boots that would have been around the same price. And I just checked last week though. I saw the J. Crew boots were on sale for $100. I ultimately decided to go with these boots because I knew based off of the Brunello Cucinelli brand and mission that these boots would be very, very well made and they would be made to last. On top of that, Brunello Cucinelli allows you to send in items from their brand to get refurbished for free. So as soon as I got these from The RealReal, there were some light scuffing around the toes and the heel of the boot. There was also some water damage on the tops of the toes for both shoes. And I knew that I needed to get these resoled and maybe like get another heel on them as well. So I sent them in and they sent them back to me within around 3 to 4 weeks. I think they did an amazing job. I think they look as good as they can with it being a worn shoe. These are shoes that I intend to wear for years and years. So in my mind, they're completely worth it to me. And I have gotten other boots resold. I've gotten my Birkenstocks resold at a cobbler. Depending on where you're getting your shoes resold and what type of work they need done, it can cost anywhere from $75 to around $120 in my experience. So I'm girl mathing my way into telling myself that I got them for $190 instead of $290. I know of a few other brands that do repairs for free. I think Patagonia does simple repairs for free. Nudie Jeans does repairs on their jeans for free. And if I recall correctly, Coach will refurbish any of their older bags in the Coach stores for free as well. I'm pretty sure that excludes the Coach outlet stores though. There might be other brands that refurbish for free as well. And if you do know of any other brands, please drop them in the comments because I love supporting those types of brands. Whenever a brand has this type of service, it just makes me appreciate the brand more because I know they truly stand behind the quality of their products. Either they're very, very well made or they're really easy to refurbish or both. Overall, I love to buy good quality things. I love to take care of them really well and wear them for years and years. And then over these years, the cost per wear is generally extremely low. This brings me to my next item, which is my Barbour jacket. This is a pretty expensive jacket. I got this back in Boston when I was a student. So I got the 10% student discount and Boston also has no sales tax on clothes. I distinctly remember spending my TA money on this at the end of the school year. This was my first luxury purchase. I've had this jacket for about 5 years now. This used to be the jacket I would wear for all of the East Coast winters. I also have a lining that I'll zip in here when the weather gets colder. I've taken very good care of it over the years, and I did have to take it to a tailor a couple years back to fix a hole in one of these like high wear spots just through regular wear and tear. This is the beat nail jacket, and I just feel like the silhouette will never go out of style, and olive green is my favorite color on me. I also use it as a raincoat since it's a waxed cotton jacket, so the water will just slide off the fabric, especially if it's just been re-waxed. Barbour does have a service where you can send in your jacket to the UK to get re-waxed, but it is a little bit pricey. So I just got a tin of the wax. I think it costed $25 on Amazon, and I re-wax it myself every year. People wear the same Barbour jackets for decades, and that's what I intend to do with this one. My next item is my vintage Chanel classic flap handbag. When I thought about buying my first luxury handbag, I knew that I wanted it to be one where it would hold its value. I learned through personal experience a few years ago when I bought a pricier bag for me at the time, and this was a bag that I really loved at the time. I had thought about it for weeks before I purchased it. I bought it, but then a few years later, I realized that I wasn't reaching for it as much as I wanted to. It was a pretty well-made bag in my opinion, and I wanted to resell it, but that brand and that bag just doesn't resell very well. So I ended up getting a fraction of what I paid for it. So I knew if I wanted to buy an expensive handbag, I wanted to love it a lot. I wanted it to be a classic silhouette or a classic style, because if people have worn it for decades in the past, people will likely wear it for decades in the future. And I wanted it to be one where it would hold its value, if not even grow in value. That honestly didn't leave me with many options. The few brands that hold their value are generally Dior, Chanel, and Hermes. And even then, it's specific styles from those brands. Other brands like Fendi and Prada have held their value too in 2023, but in my opinion, that's only because the baguette style bag or like the Prada nylon bag has come back into style. If someone were to have sold those bags in 2010 or 2015, I don't think they would have gotten as much money as they would get today. I've always loved the Chanel classic flap style, but I think that the quality of the modern bags has gone down over time. People were talking about how like the quilting was not lining up on these diamonds, how if they had gold hardware, the hardware would wear off after 2 years of wear. They also talked about how the stitching was not always perfect and like there might be loose threads or it just might not be stitched very well. So I was looking for a classic flap bag that was made specifically before 2008 because there didn't seem to be many quality issues and the hardware was plated with 24 karat gold. Also, this is a bag from the 90s, and if the gold plating has stayed on for decades, then I imagine it will stay on for decades more. Chanel generally has yearly price hikes, and I think the market for vintage bags will grow. Maybe not, that's just my guess, but I think it will grow primarily because of the quality issues we're seeing across the board from not just Chanel, but other brands as well. So I know if I ever get tired of this bag in the future, I can probably very easily resell it and recoup the money, if not make money on this purchase. But it obviously has to be in very good condition, and I might have to wait for the next price hike or the next couple of price hikes. My next luxury purchase is living alone in my apartment. And to be clear, I rent. I didn't buy this apartment, but the purchase is being able to live alone, especially at this age. To me, it's worth it because I don't have to cater to anyone else, and I have the flexibility to live my life as I want to. I can cook and not worry about having to share the kitchen. I can sleep and not worry about my roommate's guests being over or being too loud. And I justify it because I have the space to film my castings, I have the space to film my YouTube videos, and I also work from home. I had a pretty bad roommate experience in college, and I feel like after that experience, the risk of living with a roommate just isn't worth it to me. I do think that probably 80% of the roommates I would have considered probably would have been fine. But even when I did have a normal roommate experience, one year I lived with 6 other people in a house, I just realized that people have different habits, and I would sometimes feel a twinge of annoyance when other people's habits clashed with mine. Not to mention, when I was looking to sign a lease between this apartment and the roommates I would have considered, I wouldn't have been saving a huge amount of money. Overall, I just love how I can be as messy or as neat as I want to be without having to consider a roommate. So those are my luxury purchases. As far as the tangible items I expect to use for a very long time, I expect to repair and continue to reuse them. Let me know in the comments whether you think luxury purchases are worth it or not, and what you might be thinking of adding to your collection. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.